If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
The fact is that people are happy what we did. And you could never, and I've always said it, you could never have had true peace in the Middle East if Iran was allowed to go, even beyond the nuclear. If Iran was allowed to have look at all the missiles they built. A lot have been now taken out by us, and a lot have been expended. But they have thousands of missiles in a fairly short period of time. And I'll go two things. The attack that we did, known as Midnight Hammer, had we not done that, Iran would have had a very powerful nuclear weapon within 1 month. We did it. It was great timing, but, and you've been able to see that too. The other thing was Barack Hussein Obama made maybe the worst deal I've ever seen, because he gave all power in the Middle East to Iran.
We not talking about some poop butt that don't know what's happening. We talking about somebody that is in the know. Not only that, this is somebody that Donald Trump designated for that position himself. And so for this man to come out and say that there was no imminent threat to the United States by Iran, hey, come on now. Donald Trump, he's contradicting his boss. His boss said, hey, look, it was an imminent threat, you know what I'm saying? They was months away from, building a nuclear bomb, you know what I mean? They could have sunk that nuclear bomb over here, and look, we had to take action, right? If that was the truth, hey, all well with everything that he doing. You see, if that was the truth. But we coming to find out now that that is a lie. A bald-faced lie. And it's coming from somebody that he trusted, who is his intelligence chief. It don't get no better than that. It don't. So here it is. We got guys over here risking their life right now today. Men and women dying right now. For what? For a war that's not even an imminent threat to the United States of America? Look, we already said, or at least Donald Trump already said, that they destroyed their nuclear program. Donald Trump said this. He said that they destroyed Iran's nuclear program. Check it out.
Has given up its long history of ambitions with nuclear weapons, or what you would like to see from them to prove that they do, and what type of meetings is your administration looking for next week with Iran?
So Iran wants to meet. As you know, their sites were obliterated. They're very evil nuclear sites. Now has been proven. We had some fake news for a little while. The same people that covered the Hunter Biden laptop was from Russia. The same people that did 3 or 4 of the Russia hoax.
But on their ambition.
No, wait, just listen. They came up with something that delayed the credit that our great pilots and these great what talent that was, and they hit it right down in the spot. 52,000 feet. Think of this dark, no moon, you couldn't see a thing. And they hit the refrigerator door, as they say. That's the size of a target. And overwhelmingly, and it's amazing what was done. We're the only ones that could have done it. And we took out the 2 of the other sites also. In addition to that, we finished them off. That was a very evil intention. I believe that, and again, time will tell, but I don't believe that they're going to go back into nuclear anytime soon. They spent over $1 trillion on nuclear, and they never got it together. And nothing was moved from the site, by the way. To do that is very dangerous. It's very, very heavy material. Those cars were most likely the cars of masons, because they were pouring concrete at the top, at the hatch, as you know, the hatch going into the nuclear site. They wanted to reinforce it, and they had some masons there pouring concrete. By the way, that concrete was obliterated. It hit exactly at the concrete. I don't think it had a chance to dry, but everything's down there. It's under millions of tons of rock. Yeah,
President,
please.
Thank you. A question for you, and then a question for the Attorney General. As you go into negotiations and talks with Iran, are you demanding not only that there would be no uranium production inside of Iran, but also that Iran would turn over all existing stockpiles of uranium?
Well, we're a little early for that, but something like that, yeah, we'll do something like that. Let me say that I've been saying for 25 years, even as a civilian, you cannot let them have a nuclear weapon. And that's what happened. It's been obliterated. It would be years before they could ever get going. And I really think it's probably the last thing they have to recover from.
You see what I'm saying? So which one is it? You done destroyed it. You said you done tore it up. So if you destroyed it, how in the hell that they all of a sudden now got one and they finna have a bomb within a couple of more months and they can send that bomb over here to the United States of America? Come on, y'all. Them programs don't work like that. They take years and years and years and stuff like that to build these type of weapons because the United States of America and other countries are not allowing Iran to get everything they need to build a nuclear bomb. You see what I'm saying? And if other countries start providing Iran stuff to help build a nuclear bomb, then they are in trouble with the world. You see? So how in the hell that they are a couple of months from building a nuclear bomb and now we got to go over there and destroy everything that's going on with them? No, come on, man. That's why I don't like getting into like this type of stuff. Because here it is, we got the president of the United States lying. Straight out lying. And what are we going to do about it? Nothing. It ain't nothing that we can do about it. And then the people that are up there with him, they sitting there like, hey, just let him do what he gonna do. They pockets getting lined up. You see what I'm saying? For this intelligent chief to come out and did what he did, hey man, look, I gotta honor him. Because he's standing up to Donald Trump. And being that now that he came out, look what Donald Trump said about him. Check it out.
Your director of national counterterrorism, Joe Kent, he just resigned today. He said he can't support your conflict with Iran. What's your reaction to that? And did you?
Well, I read his statement. I always thought he was a nice guy, but I always thought he was weak on security, very weak on security. I didn't know him well, but I thought he seemed like a pretty nice guy. But when I read his statement, I realized that it's a good thing that he's out because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was. The question is whether or not they wanted to do something.
Now he's weak on security. So you mean to tell me you hired somebody that was weak on security? Come on now. I mean, like, hey, because you put him in position. So now he's weak. You see? Because he's not going with what you want to go down. So now he's weak. You see what I'm saying? Look, listen, y'all. When it comes to politics, I'm more local than national. And the reason why I say that is because, I can deal with the sheriff, the senators, Congress for Minnesota, the district attorney for Minnesota, judges for Minnesota. Anybody that can change my life or make my life better in Minnesota, I vote more locally than nationally. And I advise everybody to get in tune with your local politics. Because that right there can advance your life or degrade your life. You see? That's why you got to get into local politics. See who is the sheriff of your county. Look at their background. You got to vote in that type of way. All this national stuff, hey, listen, when you vote nationally, you really got to sit back and say, hey, look, both of them evil. Which one is the lesser evil one? You see, both of them ain't no good. Which one is the lesser good? You see? No, ain't got time for all that. You got to do that on that national time. But locally, yeah, you can make something happen. You can change something. If you don't like something that's going on in your neighborhood and how things is going locally, man, you can congregate with a lot of people and say, hey man, look, check this out. We got 100,000 votes over here. What you gonna do with that? We gonna put you in power so you can get the school did right. You can get the basketball courts up. You know what I'm saying? You can start taking care of people and all that. Get these, homeless people and all that up out of here. Yeah, locally. You see? So that's where the power at in the communities, especially the black community. Start voting, start getting into the political thing locally, and I'm telling you, it'll work out better for you because this national stuff, look what they doing. They don't care. They do what they want to do. Now the intelligence chief, another person that he put in position, is not agreeing with the imminent threat demonstration. They are not, listen, first he had the counterterrorism guy that said it was an imminent threat. Now his intelligence chief is demonstrating the same measure. She is not agreeing with the imminent threat thing. Check it out.
Is it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False. This is the worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political considerations. You've stated today that the intelligence community's assessment is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated and that, quote, there had been no efforts since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to the president based on a volume of information that he receives.
It is precisely your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States. This is the worldwide threats hearing where, as you noted in your opening testimony, quote, you represent the IC's assessment of threats. You are here to represent the IC's assessment of threats. That's a quote from your own opening statement. And so my question is, as you're here to present the IC's assessment of threats, was it the assessment of the intelligence community that, as the White House claimed on March 1st, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
Once again, Senator, the intelligence community has provided the inputs that make up this annual threat assessment.
You won't answer the question.
It is the nature of the imminent threat that the president has to make that determination based on a collection and volume of information and intelligence that he is provided with.
You're here to be timely, objective, and independent of political considerations.
Exactly what I'm doing.
No, you're evading a question because to provide a candid response to the committee would contradict a statement from the White House.
All she had to do is just say yes. That's it. All she had to do was just say, hey, look, check this out. I'm the intelligence chief. Hey, listen, you know what I'm saying? There is an imminent threat. Iran got this, Iran got that, and if we didn't go in there and blow everything to smithereens, we would be in major trouble. But she couldn't. She couldn't do it because there is no imminent threat. The counterterrorism guy just showed us, it just demonstrated that, hey, listen, there's no imminent threat from Iran. You see? And she could have just easily just said, hey, you know what? There is an imminent threat. The president said this, that, and the other, but check this out. I'm finna show it to you because I'm the intelligence chief. I know what's going on. Hey, look, check this out. Here goes some documents. You know what I'm saying? Here goes some photos that we got of them rebuilding their nuclear compound and they can send the bomb over here and all that. You see what I'm saying? But she couldn't do that. Why she couldn't do it? Because there is no imminent threat. That's why she couldn't do it. And here it is. This president right here is lying out his teeth about it being an imminent threat. But the cold-blooded part about this whole demonstration is why? Why is he lying? Why are American soldiers over there right now bombing Iran? Why? What's the reason? A lot of people would say that, Israel is controlling the president of the United States. And if that be true, because I don't know, but if that be the truth, like, come on. You mean to tell me a whole nother country can control our commander-in-chief? Nah, come on now. A lot of brothers, a lot of sisters, a lot of my friends that voted for Donald Trump are highly upset. Highly upset. Because everything that he said that he wouldn't do, we are doing right now. Grocery prices is to the roof. Gas prices is to the roof. You see, he said, I'm not the wartime president. I'm not going to get involved in nobody's stuff. Well, then what are we doing? All that woman had to do is say to the senator, hey, look, check this out. I agree with the president. There is an imminent threat. And let me show you how. But she couldn't do it because it ain't no imminent threat. So what the hell is we doing? But we gotta understand one thing. By her refusing to agree with Donald Trump, she basically defying Donald Trump. She basically going against Donald Trump. Because if what Donald Trump said is the truth, that there was an imminent threat, yeah, she'd be like, yeah, it was an imminent threat. But she's not even agreeing with that. The senator is trying to get her to say yes or no. She can't do it. By the fact that she's not agreeing with him, hey, look, she probably finna get fired. She probably finna be next. The man Kent, the counterterrorism expert, you know what I'm saying? He resigned on his own. She probably finna get fired because Donald Trump, the way that he is, he expect her to go in there and to agree with him 100%. Ain't no questions or none of that type of stuff. If I said it's an imminent threat, you go in there and say it's an imminent threat too. So in all actuality, she not agreeing with Donald Trump, and she lying under oath. Because she's sitting up here saying that, Donald Trump is the only one that can determine, an imminent threat. No, he's not. What is y'all purpose for? Y'all the intelligence of the country, the counterterrorism for the country. You see, everything that he does, y'all supposed to go to him and say, hey man, this is what's going on. And then he say, hey, you know what? That's a threat. You see, that's how it go. Look, we see them building this. We see them doing this. Iran finna attack us in a couple of more days. We need to act. And then the president say, oh, for real? Let me see the evidence. Y'all got some evidence? Yeah, we got pictures, man. We got videos, man. Look, they moving in right now. They got ships coming over here and everything. Then the president say, you know what? Attack. Knock them down. But not in this situation. He ain't even deal with them. That's why they just like, man, we don't know what the hell going on. You see what I'm saying? He just say, hey man, look, go over there and do this and do that. Kill people. Blow up schools. Blow stuff up. And the cold-blooded part about the whole demonstration is, this is not finna be no easy war. This is not finna be no, how they ran over there and snatched the president over there, from Venezuela. No, this ain't finna be like that. Yeah, y'all done killed everybody over there and all that, but their government is still intact. The Iranians is still running the board. Y'all done killed them people for nothing because they still sending bombs, they still got intelligence, and not only that, Russia is helping them. Yeah. You gotta expect Russia to help them. Why? Because Russia want the United States to be in a long war. Why? Because look, United States is losing money. The same way Russia is over there fighting with Ukraine right now. They losing money. So now if they can help the Iranians against the Americans, hey man, that's a plug. Just like the Americans is helping the Ukrainians against the Russians. You see? So yeah, so people wondering why, hey look, how they finding out these bases? How they finding out this? Because Russia is sending them intelligence. Russia is saying, hey look, check this out, man. Hey, this is our opportunity to make this thing bad for them. Hey look, y'all need to go over there and look over there. They got stuff over there. Y'all need to go over there. In a minute, they gonna start giving them arms. The same way the United States is giving Ukraine missiles and artillery and all that old type of stuff. Russia can do the same thing with Iran.
Could you update us on the intelligence on Russian intelligence sharing with Iran in the current conflict? What do we know?
Senator, if there is that sharing going on, that would be an answer that would be appropriate for a closed session.
Well, it's been in the public press. This is open source that it's occurring. Is it occurring?
Again, if it is occurring, that would be an answer appropriate for a closed session. What I can tell you is that according to the Department of War, any support that Iran may be receiving is not inhibiting their operational effects.
Okay, that's sort of the first cousin of a yes.
Things is not finna get any better for Donald Trump and this war. And the reason why I say that is because I believe that Donald Trump underestimated the Iranians. He didn't believe that they was going to be so strategic in attacking oil fields and ships and stuff like that that's carrying oil to mess with the stock market, to make our gasoline prices and oil prices go high. He wasn't expecting that. He thought in his mind, look, we're going to kill the leadership, which they did. They killed all the leadership. I should say one stage of the leadership. And the reason why I say that is because as soon as they killed all the main leadership of Iran, other leaders stepped up to the plate. And as soon as they started killing them, other leaders started stepping up to the plate every single time. And it appears that Iran was waiting on this, plotting and planning like, hey, look, we already know what they're going to do. So when they do it, we're going to put you in position. We're going to put you in position. We're going to put you in position. You see what I'm saying? So now the reason why I say that he underestimated them is because he really believed that if he cut the head off of Iran, that the people of Iran was going to flood the streets and start yelling, oh, we want freedom. America, come help us. We need y'all. We need y'all. And that's not happening. That's not happening. The people of Iran are saying, hey, look, death to America. You see? Now, those are not my views. That's not how I feel. But this is how the Iranian people feel. They still chant death to America because of what's happening. And so here it is now. Israel done blew up one of Iran's major oil sources that helps fuel the earth, the world. And now America and Donald Trump is saying, man, look, hold on, wait. We didn't tell Israel to do that. Y'all got to chill out. Y'all ain't supposed to be burning the oil. And I understand why they don't want them to blow up their oil fields and stuff like that, because America understand that they finna tear that whole country up. And the way that they gonna pay for that country is when they take the oil from Iran, like they did in Iraq. But this is Iran. This is not Iraq. And I don't believe that the same thing that we did to Iraq, we finna do to Iran. What is it, like 90-some million people in Iran? And, I could say probably 75%, if not 85 or 95% of those people can't stand the United States of America. So, no, it's not finna go down like that. And then you got Russia helping them, feeding them intelligence and stuff like that. Letting Iran, not letting them use it, but Russia is looking at stuff, finding United States bases and stuff over there and giving the information to Iran. Hey, look, they moving in over here. Go send some over there, blow that up. You see what I'm saying? So this right here is finna be one of those demonstrations like Afghanistan. You see, we probably finna be over there for a long time, because now we done tried to dismantle the place, and we don't want to look like we done lost the war. So now we probably finna be stuck over there for years and years and years, and our food prices is finna get higher than what they already is. Our gas prices is finna continue to skyrocket. You see, oil prices is skyrocket. The stock market finna be messed up. All because of this war. And don't nobody even know why. Don't nobody even understand what is we doing over there. And I mean, they saying it was an imminent threat, but his head of intelligence said that it wasn't an imminent threat. She said that we completely obliterated their nuclear capabilities, in that they wasn't even trying to build another nuclear bomb. Check it out.
Director Gabbard, last year you testified that Iran was not building a nuclear weapon. Do you stand by that statement? Yes or no?
Context matters with that statement.
Yes or no?
Iran had all of the materials and capabilities to do so.
Mr. Chairman, I reclaim my time. It's an easy answer. You either stand by what you said last year or not.
It is a serious question that requires the totality of the information available.
Director Gabbard, I reclaim my time. I reclaim my time. When President Trump was asked about your testimony, he said you were wrong. Were you lying or not?
I stand by the intelligence community's complete assessment.
Director Ratcliffe, when it came to the director's testimony, she said that Iran was not building the nuclear weapon last spring in Congress, and so the Supreme Leader has not authorized the nuclear weapons program. Do you agree with what she said or not? Yes or no?
The director's right here. She can speak for herself.
Oh, so I thought this was an intelligence community briefing. Let's move on.
You see what I'm saying? But here it is, she in front of the committee lying, because she don't want to go against what Donald Trump is saying. But she got her own documents that she done already laid down, and she ain't even speaking about that in front of the committee. So that's why dude brought it up to her and said, wait a minute, hold on, you want to talk about everything else, but you forgot to put this in there? You see what I'm saying? Because you know that this right here go against what Donald Trump is saying. You see? So man, look, this is a cold-blooded demonstration. I mean, I'm talking about, I believe what we're doing right now, I believe what we're about to witness. We're about to witness one of the most, I'm talking about major strong armed robberies, aggravated robberies in American or in the world history. Because the whole focus is that oil. That's the whole focus. Why do you think Donald Trump got mad when Israel blew up the oil site? Check it out.
Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has tonight vowed not to strike a key Iranian gas field after being publicly chastised by his ally in the war with Iran. President Trump had warned Israel not to carry out similar strikes after yesterday's attack on South Pars. Iran's response, striking the Qatari side of the gas facility, caused markets to surge. And this afternoon, Iran attacked Haifa Oil Refinery, the largest oil processing facility in Israel.
You see what I'm saying? No. Leave that oil alone. Because we're going to have to rebuild the country with the oil. And then after that, once we rebuild it with the oil, then we're going to take control of the oil. You see? That's the play right there. That's what we witnessing, an armed robbery, aggravated, because people are dying. Aggravated robbery. So look, let me say this right here. If y'all want me to continue, like, to give y'all updates on what's going on with the war over there in Iran, how the United States President Donald Trump is doing all this lying and all this old type of stuff. And what are some of the reasons why he's doing all this lying? If y'all want me to continue to cover the war, y'all let me know in the comment section, and I'll make sure that I give updates as to what's going on and how Donald Trump is constantly getting caught up in his lies and how, you know, stuff is going on in his administration. If y'all want to see that type of stuff, or y'all want me to give y'all my portion of understanding on that, hit me in the comments and y'all let me know what's going on. Because I usually don't cover this type of stuff, because usually when I try to cover this type of stuff, YouTube be tripping, man. They get the, you know, demonetizing my videos and putting age restrictions on them and stuff like that. So I'm taking a chance with this one right here, and I'm just trying to see how they gonna act, you know what I mean? And I'll let y'all know. But until then, you know, this is Hood Educated, not Lame Related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused you to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you want to see another video from Hood Educated, click that thumbnail right there, and I need y'all to check out the video that I got out about 1090 Jake and him calling out all the rappers and all the snitches that he exposed. Peace and love.